Now then, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens might be nearing its end. However, that doesn't mean we can't stop speculating or creating theories. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today let's take a look at that supercomputer which is supposedly on the moon. Yugioh mentioned it in episode 80. But more specifically, let's look at the theory. Could Otes be the human manifestation of the supercomputer? In order to guide the chosen few, the computer created the being we know as Otes. After all, Otes is a character completely shrouded in mystery, and we know nothing about him, apart from the fact that he always has a knack for showing up at the most crucial points within the series. He likes to get himself involved with many different characters like Nail and Yugioh. Even Roa had a small plotline with Otes involved. And we even know that Yugioh knows of Otes thanks to his reactions to the name when talking with Nail in the Goha siblings arc. So there's something relating Otes to the Goha siblings. Here are a few more things we do know about Otes that might help to support this theory/idea. We already know that Otes is/was a Goha employee, meaning that him having information about Goha isn't out of the unusual, so no one would question what information about Goha company that he knows and doesn't know. So if he says something or knows the interior of a building, then they're not going to question it because they know that he was a former agent or employee. Every time Otes has dueled, he's used a legacy-like deck, using Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Summon Skull. This is important because in the library where Mimi and Swirly had their duel, a lot of legacy decks were on show and were available to the public, making a small link between Goha and Otes. Every time we've seen Otes appear, he's always been accompanied by that monument-like structure, which looks like some form of projector. However, the main key element about this monument that's accompanying Otes all the time is it gives him like this astral-like vibe or aura around his body, almost making him look like a hologram. This is evident in episode 1 when you look at the silhouette of the character known as Otes. It has that sort of technologically like blue tinge around the body. As well as the fact is, when Roman and Gakuto and Luke dueled Otes, when Otes used Red Eyes Black Dragon, Otes had the ability to split himself into 3 different beings. Something only a hologram or projection could do. Otes met Yugioh at a very young age. Why is this important? Well, because we learn in episode 80 that the Goha siblings were all chosen by the supercomputer from a very early age. The only difference between this would be that the Goha siblings were taken to the moon, where Yugioh was given Seven's Road Magician and remained on Earth. It's possible that when the supercomputer chose the Goha siblings, it was the normal, correct decision. However, within a span of a few days, something could have happened, causing the computer to send a representative known as Otes down to Earth with a mission of finding someone who can correct an issue or an error that had occurred. Now, this could answer why Otes gave that young Yugioh a Seven's Road Magician card and gave him the inspiration to go on and create roads and fulfill everything that Yugioh's managed to fulfill. Plus, every time Otes interacts with Yugioh within the series that we've seen, it always has a vibe of Otes testing Yugioh. Almost like every time Otes is trying to make Yugioh better, develop him, and watch him grow. What's the reason for that? And finally, Otes' actions during the ending of the tournament. More specifically, during the Luke vs Yugioh matchup where he tried to uninstall Rushduals. Was this merely a test for Yugioh? Or was this Otes flexing his hacking skills? Because yes, this was impressive for him to be able to enter the Goha servers and uninstall rush tools in real time. With that being said though, wouldn't it make more sense if Otes was the supercomputer who was merely acting like he was hacking into the servers when actually he had access to it all along? This would also help to explain how Otes knew about the dueling programming and rush tool programming being on the moon. This was never explained how Otes actually came to have this knowledge and information. We also can't overlook how Otes escaped after being captured and imprisoned. He must have known about the building's security and its layout before being captured. This could be explained by him being a former Goha employee. However, you would think that Goha would have improved their security system between Otes leaving and, of course, that moment in time in present day. But wait, there is another key element to this hacking performed by Otes that might help to back up the idea of Otes linking himself to the supercomputer. There is a line from Nail in where he stated, "Whoever is hacking into Goha is doing so from an unknown locations." Now then, there are many possible reasons for this to have occurred. And here are three. Number one, Otes might have been using a device that covers his own tracks when hacking into a server. Number two, Goha can't track a server-related issue that started within their own building/company. After all, we did see Galleon destroy Otis' monument in episode 52. Or number three, it was untraceable because the attack didn't start on Earth, but originated from the moon itself. Because if Otes really was the persona of the supercomputer, then anything electrical that Otes does gets traced or tracked back to the moon, because that's where the main data that created Otes is located. So then, this would make the program that Galleon destroyed in episode 52 a fake. Now then, one issue with this theory would be that in episode 43, we see Otes appear in front of Yugioh and his friends as a real person, making it seem like he is alive and living, not a computer-generated hologram. However, this issue could be answered by looking at previous Yu-Gi-Oh shows and looking at one particular aspect of them, and that is solid vision. The thing is, Otes already has displayed skill using advanced technology, so it's possible that he created a version of himself that not only looks physical to the human eye, but also acts physical to animate and human-like objects, hence to why Dovrap managed to land on top of him. Now, of course, this would only be something that was achievable for a short amount of time. If this is the case, then this could also help to explain how Otes escaped Goha jail, because of his body just expiring and disappearing, making it look like he escaped by falling through the ground, making the image that we saw in the episode of him falling with his monument just a little bit of an over-exaggeration from the guards. Now then, I honestly do like the idea of Otes being linked to this supercomputer that's located upon the moon, as it would help to explain a few things moving forward. For example, why is Goha Yugioh in episode 81 looking to duel Otes? Is it simply just because Otes is the one that helped install rush tools at the beginning, so if Otes gets persona released or memory wiped, then so will rush tools? I feel like there's something more to it there. Or it could explain why the siblings know about Otes and also the supercomputer at the same time. Was it that when the Goha siblings were on the moon, being prepped to be Goha presidents, they were actually guided and helped by the supercomputer projecting a persona of Otes? Also, the third thing it would help to explain is why Otes, who hasn't been heavily featured within the series, yet he still feels very important and integral to the plot. Like, no matter what happens, we're always waiting as fans for Otis' next move and to see what he's going to do next. Also, while this is all great, it would also allow the show to give Otis a bit more characteristics, because without his mystery, he's kind of a boring character. Because again, we know nothing about him or his reasonings for everything that he's done within the series thus far. This theory is not perfect. There is a lot of assumptions being put into this idea, but there are some key linking factors that helps make this theory at least a little bit thought-provoking / interesting. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this theory in the comment section down below. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and of course, I'll be seeing you next time. Have a great day, alligator matane. Goodbye.